Welcome back to Chat Room. Today we are reacting to another Dave Ramsey video. It is titled "My Husband's Boss is a Pig." I'm with my co-host Michael. Like, subscribe, check out our other videos. Let's get to it.
All right.
Emma is in San Bernardino. Emma, welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Sure. What's your question?
So my husband is a real estate agent, and he's been with a company for about 3 years now. But his boss is very inappropriate. He's had about 3 lawsuits against him for sexual harassment.
Whoa.
Oh God!
He
Stop.
only hires employees
Yeah, for real.
Whoa! I never thought we would be talking about this with Dave Ramsey, considering he fired somebody literally for not being married. So this is this is getting a little out of rated for him. This is this is different. This is way different. I don't even know the story, but this is different.
Yeah, I mean the title. I definitely kind of presume this is where it was going.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm curious because like you, we mostly have focused on, and I'm sure
Money.
it'll have some financial angle. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
are under the age of 25 and blonde and skinny.
Is his boss
that have no
Leonardo
experience.
DiCaprio? This is wild.
And he makes really inappropriate comments about women, and he recently had an affair with an employee, and the employee got mad at him for whatever reason and sent out a huge email to tons of different lenders and other agents, and just basically saying, don't hire these people, don't work with them. And I don't really want my husband to be with this company anymore because of his boss. And
Emma, how does your husband feel? What's your husband say about all of this?
He kind of, I mean, we haven't really talked too much. I think right now, because my husband's making good money, I don't know if he will really be open to that, but I'm worried something major is going to happen soon.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's you know, I mean, especially reputation. We literally talked about this at work. Reputation is everything.
Oh yeah.
And even if it's not your own but your company's, I mean, realtor brokers and all that, that's so important in your image. So if
that whole business is based on relationships.
Yeah. So if somebody's literally like just burning bridges, perhaps rightfully with like mass emails like that.
Yeah.
And you're just gonna get caught in the crossfire. So
yeah. Well, there's two things I'm kind of wondering. Obviously, I think it's unfortunate, and I wouldn't want it. If I was a wife, I would not want my husband to be a part of that either. And if I was the husband in that situation, I would also not want to be a part of that. But there's two things I feel like that's missing. What is his age? Because, a person like myself, 24, I've got a long career ahead of me, whether it's in a different business, different company, different anything.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time to have, that reputation on your head, especially if you're going to be in the same city, if it's not that big of a city. You know what I mean? Houston, Texas, that might be different. Like, it's just millions of people, but
it's pretty
are they in a small town, And then the second thing I was going to say is I feel like I'm not a realtor, so if any realtors are in here and disagree, I apologize. I feel like that's more based on your connection with the people buying the house more than it is who you work for. Because, hear me out. You know how when people say they're going to buy a house, they say, oh, go to this guy, go to this girl.
Yeah.
Most likely, 90% of the time when people say, this is a great realtor or this is a great mortgage lender or blah, 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 they're all working for the same people. Like, you know what I mean? They all, at the end of the day, work for Keller Williams. They all, end of the day, work at, Realtor of Chattanooga.
Yeah.
You get what
I got
I'm saying?
you. They're not saying like cry like or it's
you
the
don't
individuals.
Even really see that part when you're like making that first initial like, okay, I'll go with this guy because they got great service from this realtor. I feel like it's all about you. You know what I mean? It's not whether you work for Keller Williams or cry like. You're either a bad lawyer or not lawyer, but realtor, or you're a good lawyer. Or crap, I keep saying lawyer, realtor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like it's not who you work for. It's all about you.
Yeah. To me though, that argument is more why he should leave.
Yeah.
Because it's a business built around relationships. You can go to other places
You
and
go
you can
anywhere.
retain that clientele.
Yeah. Because if you sold a lady a house last year and her daughter is, 19 or whoever that wants to buy a house, they have your phone number. They have your business contact. You know what I mean? I'm sure realtors keep the same email or phone number or cell phone within. At least that would be the smart way to do it. I don't know if all of them are doing it, but
and if they don't, they at least have customer lists. They can send out emails. They can make phone calls.
exactly.
And I honestly, like, you could take this as an opportunity to be like, hey, here's what happened at my last place. I'm not about that.
Yeah.
I respect, like the people I work with way more than my boss. So this is more reason why you should believe me and go with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
definitely.
yeah, it's crazy, and it's made me realize too. I actually have a personal, regretfully, I have a personal connection, but I will get into that probably.
Yeah.
Down further in the video or at the end of the video to something like this.
Yeah.
It feels like you want to stay in the band on the Titanic because of the money, but we can see it sinking.
Yeah, that's the perfect way to put it.
So I think he needs to see the writing on the wall going, this guy's got multiple lawsuits against him. People are trying to actively take him down. The money may be good now, but number one, at what cost of your soul and sticking around with a guy of this level of integrity? And then number two, going, this money may not be around a year from now as word gets around in the real estate world.
Yeah, is he on a certain commission system? Because if it's like with a company or a brokerage, can he just change brokerages?
Yeah, I mean, he's had other agencies reach out to him because he is a really good real estate agent.
Yeah,
he sells a lot.
And that's usually most of the time, that's where you're going to find that you make the money as a real estate agent is you, not necessarily the company. Now, granted, there are some more companies that will put marketing dollars behind you and all of that, but he's the secret sauce, your husband. So regardless of where he goes, he'll be able to perform and continue to make great money. So my big thing, Emma, is I would be talking to him about it and
just make your feelings clear. I'm not comfortable with you working around this guy.
Because of his integrity. Like, the guy is a creep, and it's like,
stop.
If he's
I just want to, maybe a moment of levity as an aside. I just want to know, especially when it's like a husband and a wife, call in, how many times do they think, you know what, this conversation still a little hard. Let me just literally play the Ramsey video response for them when they see it go live. Because I would just be like, there you go. Turn the computer, hit play. There you go.
There you go. Right.
Yeah.
a creep with other people. Like, I'm like, oh, I don't know. You just don't want to be around that. And is he doing weird business? Like, usually when you have a lack of integrity in one area of your life, sometimes it spills into other areas. So I would just be worried
this guy's not even trying to hide it.
From like a cultural standpoint, it's really toxic, but then also who knows what he's doing behind the scenes with
this is just the tip of the iceberg
that, like,
to keep the Leo and Titanic references going.
Yeah. I mean, they've had their place vandalized because he slept with a married woman who was an employee, and her husband found out. So, like, 3 guys he hired and came and just broke windows.
Stop. These people need to stop playing. Just go. Money is just an item. Just go.
Yeah, I hope this guy, like, I'm just curious what the conversations are like when he's coming home, talking to Emma, his wife, and being like, yeah, so this is what happened. And she's like, what? Like, I mean, at what point is he just not already realizing, like, he should go? Because this sounds like this has taken place over months.
Yeah,
that's not it doesn't even sound like they're describing the same jilted spouse.
Yeah.
That's,
yeah, this guy's paychecks are really nice for this wife to not be freaking out.
Oh my God.
His paychecks are coming in hot.
Well, and it sounds like she's freaking out, but just like in a more put together way than admittedly you or I probably would.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Okay, this is crazy. Oh man. Okay, I just gotta hear the rest of it now.
So so the boss is one thing, right? But it's you and your husband
Yeah.
that need to make this decision. And so that's what I
Okay.
want to focus on. And so the fact that you haven't brought it up to him yet, or that it hasn't been a conversation, I mean, that's more of a okay, here's what's in my control is, hey, I can actually, whatever the boss decides to do with his life, that's his issue. But my issue here is that my husband is part of a company that is obviously just they're not jumping on the lifeboat at all anytime soon, is what it
Thank you
sounds
for keeping
like.
the references going.
You're welcome. So Emma, I would put your life vest on.
Put the life vest on and let's find him another job. He's a fantastic real estate agent, and that is the common
Definitely
denominator
agree.
here, not this magical
That's right.
agency
That's
that's
right.
about to go under.
Get
And
him
talk
out
to
of
your
there.
husband about it. And the
Yeah.
fact that you haven't yet, I'm like, I mean, I don't know. That's interesting.
If it bothered me enough to call a national radio show, it's going to bother me enough to have a conversation with my spouse.
Yeah. So have that conversation, Emma, for sure.
Okay. So yeah, two things. One, maybe it says a lot about us with financial stuff that's the video that we were most right on ahead of time.
Yeah.
Because it's less stuff that we have to know, less numbers and all that.
Correct.
But
yeah.
second of all, I wanted to talk about, so I'd rather not say which job it was that I was at, but I was at a job where I was laid off essentially, and a lot of other people had. Honestly, this person kind of treated the office as you would if you were like a new coach coming in.
Yeah.
You just bring in all your own people, and that's just not how this place was. That's not how it was supposed to be. There are all these issues, and after impacting my life and all these other people's lives with negative stuff and this, it ended up coming out that they had been accused by multiple people of various like harassment and issues like this.
Yeah.
And that was so much more minor than what this is about. And that's how bad that was, to where it impacted so many people I knew, not just to mention the victims of the direct harassment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, echo everything we said and that they agreed on and said in their own, words. But yeah, just the toxicity of that in a work environment, in a work situation, especially from the boss, ripples well beyond and get out before the wave hits you.
Yeah.
I should have said the iceberg, but I wasn't going to keep their Titanic references going as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't even. Do you have anything more to say on that?
No, not really. I would say the wise decision would be to at least start looking to get out of that situation as fast as possible. I know realtors it's not a company where you can just go talk to other companies and say like, this is what I need my salary to be. This is what I'm making here. I know it's not, I don't think it's anything like that. Actually, I think it's all commission mostly. But I would start closing out. I mean, I feel like realtors can transition this very easily. Like you said, you can go through the list of people you've sold to, let them know what's going on with your life, whether you want to call them, email them, text them. I'm sure after selling these folks a house, you have some type of relationship with them. Because you're practically married to them for a month trying to sell it to them. I also think, you can close out certain deals depending on what stage they are with the previous company, get those out, as you're selling it to them, don't freak them out, but let them know what you're doing, just be straightforward with everyone. And I think you can transition that, say, I'm going to this company. They've got great people. You might know a guy over there. I'm sure all realtors know everybody, and then just make that smooth transition and get out of there. And, even if you got new clients coming in, say, hey, I'm moving. If you want to stick with me, that's cool. If you want to stick with them, that's cool. But I'm sure they don't want to stick with them just because of the circumstances of why you're leaving. And, obviously this is probably known by a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Realtors talk. That's all
open
they
secret,
do.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So
and that just makes it all the more you don't want to hang around, and you just get that list of you know, houses you sold and how much, and your client list, take it to the next realtor, you know, place, and just Bye.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, sorry, go ahead.
Think alike. Great minds think alike. Like, subscribe. Stay tuned for our next videos. Go watch our old videos. Yeah.
Thank you.